I have no belief in confidence. I hate confidence.
I do too.
I hate people who are confident. I think they're idiots. I can't stand it. I think it's all fake. Not only in stand-up, but like in general, in anything. Looked at me and said, maybe. Oh. It's like the meanest thing anyone has ever said to me. I mean, I'll take sympathy. It's better than nothing.
If it weren't for dump trucks, this would have been an amazing podcast so far. Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm on my roof, so if it sounds a little weird, I have my microphone on my roof because my roommate he's asleep. How are you? I don't know. I don't want to comment on the Paris stuff, but in a way, I guess you should know that I picked a French guy for this episode. Literally, the thinking here was, here's a French guy. Some stuff happened in France. Here's a French guy. So I know that's not super sophisticated, but this was a conversation from April. You should know that. And I feel like I've grown a lot since April, so it's a little hard to listen to this, but I think we had a good conversation. Here's another thing you should know, though. It's loud. Like, there's dump trucks. We walked by a heliport at one point. I didn't know this, but on the west side of Manhattan, there's a lot of helicopter traffic. So I learned that one. So if that sort of thing turns you off, I get it. They probably, the rest of these episodes aren't. I kind of learned some lessons here. But yeah, I think it's a good conversation. At the very least, it's sort of a sound painting of New York City. Do you hear that? There's geese overhead. So, yeah, I'm not good at commenting on politics. I mean, I just don't know. I have a friend who was over there. I texted her and she was okay. I asked her to listen to my podcast. I thought maybe that would make her feel calm down. Maybe a bit opportunist. I don't know. I hope it did. I hope that maybe this makes you calm down. It makes me calm down to talk to people. Who did I talk to this week? Okay, so Sami Bronowski. He's a comedian here in New York. He's a very funny guy. He's French. Did I say that? So there's a French accent here. I was living in a windowless room when I recorded this interview, and so my life has gotten significantly better. I have a nice room. Oh, I can see the Big Dipper, by the way, from my roof. I'm going to Boston tomorrow. I'm taking the train. That's exciting, right? Going to see. Anyway, all right. Hey, let's focus, Andy. Stay on track. Listen to this episode, and then. I really don't know what to say after that. Listen to this episode and then what? I don't know what to tell you afterwards, but I hope you enjoy it. That music, by the way, did you enjoy that music? That's my friend Aaron Campbell. It's hard to be down when you're listening to banjo music, I found, so I like to listen to it. I'll have more information about Aaron probably in another episode, but he's a good friend and amazing banjo player. A talent which I think had developed since I knew him in undergrad in college, and then it's one of those post-undergrad talents that he developed. All right. I want you to listen to Sami and me at our conversation. Here's a Frenchman. I had eggs with like salsa and cheese, and then I had this smoothie that I made. I make this like...
That's awesome.
Dude, if I don't eat, though, I'm a fucking... Some people can like ride it out. I'm like suicidal if I don't eat.
I'm suicidal and I don't eat.
I mean, that's the difference. Like, but then I have a sandwich and everything is fine. It's crazy.
I always skip meals and I always feel like shit about it. It doesn't make me... I hate it. I mean... And the thing is, I have no excuse because it's like pure laziness. I mean, sometimes I wake up and I just don't feel like I stall. I'm like, I don't want to go to the kitchen. I don't want to deal with it, and then I'm like an idiot. And I mean, it's pathetic. It's like I'm almost ashamed. I have the behavior. Like this is how some teenage behavior. It's like when you're like, I don't know. Yeah, it's when you're a teenager and you're like, yeah, fuck food, fuck conventions, meals. I don't need.
I never rebelled against meals. I wish I did that. My rebellion never took the form of I stress eat, man.
Yeah. Well, you mean if you don't feel good, you eat something?
Well, no, I don't, and not even that. Like, I'm missing the thing that's supposed to tell you, like, when to eat. Late at night is like when I fucking stress eat because I can't sleep. All right, let's go this way.
I mean, I do that. The thing is, like, I'm not. Then I'll just binge. Like, I'll go to the donut pub and I have full donuts. You know.
The donut department?
Donut pub.
I thought you said the donut department. I'm like, where are you living? The donut department. Do you have that thing where, like, people will look at you and you think they're thinking a thing, and then you start kind of acting like that's the thing that they're thinking?
You become the person you think they
think. Yeah, they think I am. Like,
so
for a moment,
it's literally all in your head.
It's completely irrational and stupid, but I do it.
I mean, you know, I do it on the level of, like, often when I'm talking to someone, especially if that person has quite obvious mannerisms.
Yeah.
I just almost immediately start imitating them. But this is not an uncommon thing. I think I'm not the only one who does this. You know what I mean? Like, it's like someone has some kind of... and you just you unconsciously become them because you feel like it's the only way you can communicate with them. Like, actually, there's one comic that I'm sure you know, but I don't know. Should I say who it is?
Oh,
I don't care. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So there's this guy, and he's so... Everything he says is just like, hey, how's it going? But he has such a rhythm to the way he talks.
Yeah.
And he creates kind of like a rhythm to the conversation, and you always feel like if you don't follow his rhythm, this is not going to work. It's like a piece of music. It's like chamber music. If one guy starts playing a different rhythm, it's all going to fall apart. So in conversations, you kind of naturally have to, you know, I mean, all conversations have this, but sometimes with certain people, you just feel it in an extreme way. You know what I mean?
If you don't, I know.
I don't know. What's like... Yeah, sometimes you have to, like I imagine, like, if you talk to Barack Obama, like, I don't think you don't talk the way you normally talk. You probably start kind of talking like him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you talk to Obama, he's like all his pauses and his ways, and you can't just keep talking the way you talk. It doesn't make sense. He created a certain, like, aura to the conversation, and a certain, like, it gives a certain meaning to each word, because, like, oh, we're taking words really seriously now. But every word, so we can't just, like, I'm not going to say anything. No, it's really intent. Okay, there's intent to what we say. Obviously, I have no idea how he talks in private, but, you know, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe
You don't know how Obama talks in private?
I don't know what it's like to have, like, a casual conversation with Obama, and this is based on, like, his speeches, you know.
Yeah.
Although he's the same in interviews. It's all on TV, but it's all on TV. I don't know how he's off the record.
Yeah.
You know.
I bet he's less pausey.
Well, hopefully. Imagine if he's even more. Imagine he's more like for TV. He keeps it down.
Yeah. Man, I should pause once in a while.
But I feel like I've been talking nonstop since.
No, it's good though, because I'm gonna stand here because your mic's here and you're this way. You're talking this way. Shit, this is
like,
fucking,
yeah, we think
this is super noisy.
What do you want to do?
Let's have you been on the High Line? I wonder if
I have in my life, but we can go up there.
Do you think it's noisy up there?
I mean, you know,
I don't like people.
Why did you choose? You're the only guy I know who chose to do a podcast outside, walking with people. You hate people.
Well, I don't hate them. I don't think I like these people.
You mean the Highline people? Yeah, they're not the best people.
Let's keep
I mean, they might be great people, but this is not. They're not shining right now. This is not the moment that they're shining. They're working.
What a great idea to do this by the heliport. We're walking past the VIP heliport, main entrance.
You know, maybe it's good to have then you feel the energy of the city. Might be better than whatever we have to say. You feel the intensity. No, I mean, this is stupid. We should go somewhere.
Okay.
This is actually hilarious to by the highway.
Yeah, it wasn't at first.
So what you said that comics always think these things we think we know how we're perceived and we have no idea. So how do you think you're perceived? And is there any specific thing that you think about all the time? You're like, man, I wish I'm always doing this. I'm always...
Yeah, because I'm in the hell of, listening to I record all my sets.
Yeah.
And I put myself through this hell of listening back to almost every one of my sets.
Man, you know what I do? I record all my sets and I never, ever listen.
So why do you think you do that, then?
I don't know, because I'm always like, well, if there's one thing... No, what I do is once in a while, if there's one thing that was just improvised and happened to be really good...
Right.
Well, then I'll go back to it. But otherwise, I have hundreds of sets never listened to.
It is so painful. I don't know why I put myself through it. But I say way too much. That's one that I don't...
Yeah, but that doesn't matter at all.
I don't know. And then the other element, which is... I can see myself just buckling.
Yeah.
That's when I'm having a bad set. That is the worst. When I can really see that I'm just collapsing on myself and not committing.
Yeah. What are specific things you do that this is, you can recognize it when you listen?
It's a tone of voice.
Yeah.
I can hear that I'm not in a good place.
I mean, I noticed this about your voice that, but you have this is what makes your voice funny is your voice is always quivering.
Yeah, I think I have a natural quaver in my voice.
But it's I think that's great because I hear the pain in your voice, but I think it's the best.
But dude, the thing about that is that maybe it helps, but don't you think people need to see that you're confident, with not even confident with not being confident?
No, I have no belief in confidence. I hate confidence.
I do too.
I hate people who are confident. I think they're idiots. I can't stand it. I think it's all fake. Not only in stand-up, but in general, in anything. To me, confidence is just the most ridiculous thing. It's there's no reason for people to be confident. Stupid people are confident, right? Because they don't. But if you just think for a second, there's no reason to be confident. So then you have to fake confidence. It's even more pathetic. Who's someone who's a famous person who's very confident? It's Kanye West, right? He's he's the pinnacle of confidence. But even compared to a plant or a piece of furniture, he's still insanely insecure. There's no, he's he's moving. It's absurd. There's no. I don't understand this need. And I'm wondering if it's I think it's universal, but I feel in the U.S. there's even more an obsession with confidence because I don't know why we look up to the people who say, oh my god, that guy just owns it. He just owned it.
Yeah.
I don't want to own it. I don't want to own anything. Just it's ridiculous. I don't want it. I don't get it.
I don't either, man.
I see how maybe you see people, if you see someone who's insecure, you feel bad for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's kind of painful.
Yeah.
You don't want to see that. You're oh my god, please just get off stage. I feel bad for you. So I guess that's something, I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, I remember listening one time to a recording, and I heard a couple girls in front go "Aw," they went "Aw," to me.
You mean because you were having a bad moment?
Yeah, they were feeling sympathy for me, which is you don't want that.
No, I mean
that I got really hostile.
What did you say?
I don't remember, but I just kind of snapped at him. I got sharp with him. But
did you say like insulting things?
I don't think so. I think I said, "What are you doing? I don't want your pity." I got confident. See, like I can be confident when I'm hostile.
Yeah.
I think confidence is just not fucking trapped in thinking about every little thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
For me, that makes me like I enjoy not having to think about what I'm doing.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I feel like if I'd get like I'm sure I think I've gotten also people look at me like that or do that. I mean I'll take sympathy. It's better than nothing. It's like it's something. It's like pity is like I don't know. Like if I'm not getting any love or any laughs, I'll take pity. I mean that's like, it's not that bad. Like I mean what do you want to get some. I mean, here's the reason we all are just really sad people as stand-ups is because I mean, there's no way around the fact that we all want some kind of we're desperately trying to communicate, right? We all do.
Yeah. Like
no matter what kind of persona, like ideas or vibe you have, the fact that you're going up there, you're trying to connect, and so any connection is interesting. I mean, that's why sometimes I feel like. That's why how you get addicted to bombing in a weird way. I mean, bombing is so painful, but there's a thrill. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean because I had this roommate my freshman year of college who he just was just one-on-one communication.
Yeah.
But it was the first time I had encountered someone who loved kind of interpersonally bombing.
Yeah.
And he just reveled in it. I think because it's a form of control.
You mean what kind of... You mean where you just talk to people?
He would just say something stupid and
And everyone would be like, oh my god, what the fuck?
He'd be like, ha! And he'd look at you in the eye way too long.
Kind of
he knew he was making you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know what you mean though by being addicted to it.
Well, because there's I notice if I have a really good set, well, that's really pleasant. I have a little high for a little bit. But if I bomb, it's horrific and traumatic, but the sensation stays much longer with you. It's much more powerful, and you and there's it's almost sexual because it's people. Okay, you say stand-ups we're naked on stage, and we're just but when you're bombing, that's when you're really naked on stage because you don't have anything. Usually you have your material to protect you, right? If you have okay material, that's your protection. But if you don't have that and you're bombing, well, then you're seriously naked, and now you're really naked. And now it's intimate. It's that's the most intimate.
It is true.
That feeling of intimacy of look at me now. I'm just standing and my friend told me the other day. Bombing is not just not getting laughs. It's not getting laughs and then going out on a limb and taking an extra risk, which makes it even when it becomes embarrassing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just I feel it's actually that's why I respect that's why I like bombing because it's deeper because anyone can have a mediocre set with like almost no laughs and then just like make a few jokes about how that wasn't a good joke. But if you do badly and then instead of apologizing you just keep going, I mean that's like insane. It's like Thelma and Louise. It's like let's just go.
You're right. I find that it's like exfoliating to bomb. Like it resets my ego into the right place.
Yeah.
So then the next set, I usually feel pretty good.
Right.
But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Should we go back that way?
Yeah. What?
Okay.
Whatever you say.
Now we're walking into the wind, but
I didn't realize it was going to be this warm.
I know, this is fucking amazing.
I'm so used to seeing the Empire State Building at night, always, shining, glowing, and I forget what it looks like during the day.
Yeah.
Just a regular, just a building.
It's hard to picture without Godzilla on it. I always imagine Godzilla on it. That's not true. I don't always imagine that. I don't know why I said that.
Godzilla. I wonder if I've even seen it. I never know. Like, you go see all the movies. Are you gonna go see Fast and Furious?
I haven't been to. I've been to like 2 movies since I've been in New York.
Which ones?
I don't even remember. Oh no, yeah. Was it the movie Fury with the tank movie with Brad Pitt?
Okay. How was that?
Oh my god, that's loud.
Gee, it reminds me tonight. Then I'm going on this date. And honestly, it's like I was excited about it before I could have said it. Like,
how did you meet this person?
at a Halloween party, like 6 months ago. I already saw her a couple of times, and it's cool. I like her, but I don't know why. Like, I decided we would have dinner. It was all up to me. Like, I could have like suggested anything, and she's like very like easy going But I just made the most formal plans. Like, we're having dinner, at 8:45 in this restaurant in the East Village, and it feels stuffy to me already now. And and this is all me. I don't know why. Just for some reason, I couldn't come up with. But why am I talking about this? Oh, because you said yes. The conversation when you're walking is different.
Yeah. And
then it just made me imagine. I can picture myself tonight sitting across the table and being like,
where are you going?
This place, the Brindle Room. You know that place?
No.
I don't know. It's whatever.
But anything with room in the title of it
is bad.
Well, I don't know if it means bad. It just it's always different.
No, I mean I've been there once, like a couple of years ago. I didn't even I asked a friend what's a good place. It's also stereotyped like this. It's extremely not special. You know what I mean? You feel alienated when you make plans that are not. That have nothing to do with you. Like, you would never. There's no reason. Like, I could have done anything. I'd be like, hey, let's. I don't know. But that's the thing. Is like all of a sudden, all my imagination disappears. Because you know what? What do you like? Sometimes you're like, when you're not seeing anyone.
Yeah.
You're like, there's so many things you would want to do, right? You're like,
right.
If I could just go to the botanical garden, where it'd be so nice to go with someone or whatever. And then when you're actually making plans. All of a sudden, you have zero ideas. You're gonna come up with one single thing. Like, I don't know. What do people do? I guess they have dinner. That's something they do. I don't know. It's so weird.
I know. I do the same thing. Like, by the time you actually get to the date with the person, you've completely sucked yourself dry with worry.
It's so strange. I mean, there's no.
You have nothing. You're actually already resenting them by the time you get there.
It's like, why do you force me to put myself in a position where I'm not myself? And really, in this case, it's all me. It's like 100% me. It's like absurd. I can't resent. I mean, if I resented her, it would be just so unfair. And
I haven't been on a date in probably. Well, actually, I went on a walking date with this other comic.
Yeah.
Here, up those piers.
Right.
There's a boat, and like an old boat that you can go on and just walk around on.
Yeah.
And a little restaurant. It's kind of nice off the Chelsea Pier, I guess.
How was that?
It was good. That was a good date. I don't know what's happened, man, but I'm like, it's hard to connect with like women in New York for me.
Yeah, well, I definitely agree with that. Okay, I found a place.
Okay.
Are we on 10th? No,
we're on 11th Avenue and 28th Street.
Okay, let's go on 10th.
10th Avenue?
Yeah.
Okay, so we go this way. I just don't know who to pick anymore.
Because there's no one...
Plus, I also feel like my circumstances... I'm living in... I have decided that I want to meet someone when my mattress is no longer on the floor.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, but come on. I mean, that doesn't actually make sense. Cause,
why? Is your mattress on the floor?
It's not on the floor, and you could totally... Is that really... Are you that bugged that you can buy... What is it?
I could buy a box spring, but dude, the room is... There's no window in my room.
Oh, well, that's something else. You don't want to bring someone until you have a window. Can you build a window? Have a window built in?
I guess I could. Yeah, I could. I could get one of those like pictures of a window. That would be funny.
I'm the saddest. No, I've lived in rooms without windows in New York. It's painful.
I think it's making me crazy.
Although, it's funny you say it, because actually I think I kind of... What do you say about how it's easier when it's someone you don't like or something?
Yeah.
I've lived in many uncomfortable living situations in New York, and now now it's much better. It was way easier. Like, especially my worst living situation was I was living in a living room. We had 2 roommates. I had no privacy at all. That's definitely, that's when I had the most sexual opportunities, and that's when I would always bring the girls over, and they would always kind of be into it. It was crazy. It was weird. It was like I had this weird curtain where you could see people's feet, and they were always like. I remember this one girl was like, "No, I like it that you could see the feet." And she's like, it was like, and then once they had like a really nice place to live in, no one gave a fuck. It's like, I'm sure there's something. I mean, it's all like in our heads, but
yeah.
Like I think when I was living in that shitty living room, I felt like a bad boy. I was like, I don't give. I just like I felt like I was living outside of the, social.
Yeah, maybe I should look at it that way. But I have. What's hard is that I have been better in the past. Like I've had a better place.
Right.
So I kind of want to be like, this is not who I am.
Yeah. Well, you can just put pictures of the place you were in.
That would be great. That girl looked at us. That was the first person we've walked by that noticed our little windscreens here that were. I kind of wish when I'm doing this with people that I could narrate like all the shit we just take for granted that we've just walked by, like an old man with a cane, like junior high school kids like bouncing a ball, like a 14-year-old girl doing like what looked like a walk of shame home in the middle of the afternoon. And you just like take it for granted, like you're just walking by, and it's just.
But now next time you should just describe. You should interrupt the conversation. Just
completely describe what's happening.
Yes.
I feel like living in the city it's really just like PTSD, like constantly dealing with PTSD. That's what I think it feels like.
Why?
Because everything is a threat. Like you have to learn
to just dodge
like your threat assessment
constantly.
Has to turn. Like you have to die a little bit inside to get by.
I don't feel that. Is it? Am I being like? Am I? Like,
I think it's another advantage of your atheism.
What? How? What? Okay. Next. Tell me what's the next threat. Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Do you see these kids
it's just a general state of anxiety. That's the problem with anxiety, is that there isn't. You don't know the source of it.
I think people project on New York's too much. New York. Oh my God! What an insane
See that
city.
Again? Atheism. New York becomes your higher power. You project upon, like you pray to New York. Please help me. Save me from myself, New York.
New York will never save you. I think it's hard to like. Actually, to me, New York was kind of like played the role of like kind of some kind of divinity for a long time.
How long have you been here?
Like 5 years.
And like, how long did it take you? Like, did you just come here and you were like, it's okay. You don't have any adjusting to do?
Well, I come from Paris. I think Paris and New York are like similar in many ways. I mean, Paris is like obviously it's tiny compared to New York, and it's not. If you go to Paris after New York, like, oh, what a quaint, charming little, town, city, beautiful, whatever. But it has a similar. I mean, it's like it's a city. It's a city. It's like this anonymous thing. You don't give a fuck about your neighbors. I mean, that whole thing. That's how I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a shock. But I definitely did fantasize and idolize New York in crazy ways, and it was all about
Let's walk down the street again, because this sounds actually really good.
Okay. Like, it was all like, Woody Allen and Seinfeld basically were like the two things in my mind. I was like, it's weird now. I think about the fact that I live 50 minutes away from where Seinfeld lives, maybe 25 minutes away from where Woody Allen lives, and it's just a very weird feeling to me. It's like, these are the two people who kind of defined my whole vision of the world.
Yeah.
And life.
Yeah.
And I feel like part of why I wanted to live here was just because. And I feel like a fraud living here, because I feel like I'll always be a tourist. I'll always be just this guy who just moved here because he loves Woody Allen. It's ridiculous.
Let's just keep turning around. Is that weird? I think it's pretty clear that we're not up to like stabbing anyone or. I have my problem is like when I go on dates. My problem is just boundaryless self-disclosure in the first 5 minutes. My approach is it's like I'm a dump truck and I just back up and just dump everything about me on their front lawn and start like sifting.
This is what you do on the first time you see them?
I can't. It's like I think it's like subconsciously I'm.
But not everything, because you told me you don't tell them about, like, say what happened to you when you were like a kid.
Of course I do.
Oh, you do? You said it, and now you don't really tell them.
I talk about that in my stand-up.
Okay.
But not. See, the thing is, it's not in a very real, emotional way. Like there's a detachment to it.
Right. So wait, so is this something you're okay with, or like saying everything
I don't,
the first time? Or?
I'm trying not to do it because it's like I'm a used car, and I'm also the salesman, and I'm showing you all the dents in me, and then hopefully I want to be honest and upfront. Like these are all the dents. I don't want you to have the experience of getting home with this Volvo and being like, that motherfucker lied to me.
Just because you're honest, you don't have to. Doesn't mean you have to say everything. You know what I mean?
I know, dude. I know.
Because that's so natural.
I know. It's like I know that, but it's this self-defense mechanism where I'm like, if I tell them everything about me up front, and then they still love me, then they're an idiot because. Like,
oh my god.
And then I win, and then I have the upper leg because there must be something wrong with them for still liking me,
right?
Even though they know all this stuff about me.
I mean, I guess we all do. Like, I do that thing where I also like. Because I don't want to be an asshole who who withholds like information or like some. I don't want to be like. I hate the idea of trying to make myself look good. But actually, the thing is, we're actually doing it in a different way.
Yeah.
Because they're like, hey, look at me. I'm gonna say like things about me that I wouldn't, like, or someone else wouldn't confess. But look at me, I'm a hero. The first date, I don't even know you, I'm going to tell you that this is what's fucked up about me, this is what's fucked up. And then you're kind of expecting even more, like for me at least, it's like, hey, I'm fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I'm amazing because I'm just saying all this shit and I'm not even scared. I'm not even, and that's actually, I want to stop doing that. I want to start lying again. I mean, I don't want to lie, but I think there's something artificial. Like, the thing is, we're trying to avoid the types of narcissism, and we just end up going back to
it. Yeah. Good conversation, though. I've had this with a few women where it's like really good conversation, and it just hasn't worked out for whatever reason. But then I've also had people where like it almost feels like there's no need to talk.
Yeah,
and it's really comfortable.
Yeah,
and that's actually nice. Really nice. I dated this one girl, and it was like that, and it freaked me out. And I think I broke up with her for the wrong reason.
It felt too good. You couldn't.
Yeah. Oh.
Already feels like a long time ago. The feeling of wanting to have a comedian friend, like just getting.
Oh, by the way, Daniel's coming. Did you know that?
I know. Yeah. He messaged me.
Yeah.
Actually, he was one of my first friends. I mean,
yeah,
I'm very
me too.
happy.
I always make friends with people from other countries. But can I tell you this without making you feel like weird? But
Okay.
we always had exchange students in my family.
Yeah. And
Like
you loved
always,
them?
they were always around. No, I think I just like maybe I feel comfortable with outsiders.
Right.
So, not to call you an
No,
outsider.
it's cool. I'm used to.
You're definitely more of an insider than I am in New York.
Selling the computer.
I don't think so, but I know what you mean. Yes, the outsider feeling is.
But no, I don't know if that's the right word. But I am interested in people from other places. That sounds corny, but
No, I mean, listen. The whole reason I came here is because
I'm always
the
a
same.
friend. Like when I was in LA, I made friends with this Australian comic. Like you, Daniel.
Yeah.
It's not like we're best friends. I just mean like I definitely am. I'm drawn to people from.
Right. No, I know what you mean. I mean, I'm actually. I mean, because to me, Americans are foreigners. I mean, I feel like I'm French, and everyone here is a foreigner. So I'm just
We're
saying.
all exchange students.
I mean, the reason I love staying here is because I still keep being. What's great about being an immigrant or foreigner is like you're always in this dynamic of discovering. Like every single day, I'm like surprised by like, which I probably could be. Like, it's possible to be like that in your own place, but it's just easier when it's different. Like, just the fact that I'm learning. Like every week, I learn like a new expression, or a new word, or just a new way.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Do you prefer Sammy or Samuel?
Sammy.
Sammy?
Yeah, but I mean, Sam is fine.
Have you ever been with somebody who just like refuses to call you a nickname? They always call you your formal name. Go ahead.
I'm listening. I'm sorry. I just
No,
like,
it's
'cause
okay.
I'm planning like you said. Okay. Basically, my sister is doing this big trip, coming to America. She's going to be in Australia. She wants to come see me in New York, but she wants to also go to the West Coast.
You're trying to plan this trip right now?
I mean,
on the street corner. Sammy's trying to plan a trip at 23rd and Broadway.
It's kind of impossible. I don't know what to say.
Is she buying plane tickets right now? Is she like pulling the trigger on them?
Yeah.
What is it with? I mean, I hate to generalize, but what the fuck is with plans? I don't get how people. Are you a planner?
I mean, sometimes plans can be great, you know.
Sometimes they can be, but September?
I mean,
You don't even know. That's just thumbing your nose at fate.
I mean, she knows.
I'm gonna be alive in September. If it weren't for dump trucks, this would have been an amazing podcast so far. Face this way, don't.
Okay.
I'm like telling you which way to face.
What?
Nothing. That girl just gave me a weird look. Like I was telling you which way to face, and she like was like, "What's wrong with that guy?" Like I'm super controlling. We're just two guys out, and I don't like it when you face a certain direction.
Like,
Guy's
no.
an actor. You know that guy?
No. This guy?
The white hair.
Yeah, I know who he is.
He's like a background. I've seen him.
He's acting right now.
No, that's like a really paranoid statement. That guy is acting.
Oh, should I? Okay, I confirm the dinner tonight I'm having. I confirmed with the girl. I mean, at noon, I sent her a text saying 8:45 tonight at the dinner room. She didn't respond. I feel like, what is the etiquette? Can I text her just like yes? Question mark. Like, do you expect a response? Here's what had happened. I was like,
I like everything. Oh my god, you're totally looking. Your
What?
side of the conversation is like
I know.
paragraphs, and she's like, whatever.
I know.
Whatever.
It's bad.
No,
but anyway,
no, it's not
she's like,
bad.
that
It's-
sounds great. I said, how about the dinner room? I said, I even said maybe you've been. I mean, it's not whatever. So that's I was like, I'll make reservations. This was like 2 days ago.
There you go. That's good enough.
I don't have to wait for it to say yes. I feel like it's no.
It was 2 days ago.
I mean, 2 days ago we decided, and
Yeah.
today at 12. Today it's like 8:45 tonight. But she didn't. She could have said just cool. It would be nice to have a little
You
confirmation.
could just say, "Are we still on?" Just want to make sure.
Yeah, that makes sense, right?
That's not crazy. If she's upset by that, I mean,
Yeah, no, I know.
think you got bigger problems.
Fuck, I hate insecurities. Maybe it's good to be confident, actually. I take back what I said earlier. Confidence is great.
I think I'm resentful of the women here because they seem mean somehow. There's a meanness to them.
Yeah.
Maybe I think all women are mean deep down anyway, but
That doesn't sound good.
I know that doesn't sound good at all. I heard it coming out, and I'm like, that can't be good.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, yes.
I have to say, you seem surprisingly well adjusted. Or you seem to understand.
Women? No, I don't think so. I definitely have like. What are you going to say?
You seem to have a reasonable outlook on how relationships should be.
Well, in theory, but then it's a fucking disaster, you know? But yes, I mean, I have my idea of how it could be really great and function. But
you've also mentioned a couple times that you're resentful of people who have attained, who have like risen to the level of addiction or something. See, okay, I relate to that though. I had this roommate my freshman year. He would say to me, I think I'm finally addicted to smoking. Like it was a thing to achieve.
No, but listen, if you remember that, it makes sense because, you know, we all reach these moments of desperation. Like, Jesus, all you want a fucking, like, outlet. You want to just, like, live. And like, I wish, you know, if like, you know, if I was a heroin addict, I'd just fucking shoot up and I would at least have some peace of mind for at least, like, 2 hours, you know? Give me that. I mean, like, life is hell anyway. If I can at least give me, like, or, like, you know, I don't know, like, people, you get drunk and you must have some relief for a little bit, even if it's hell after, you know? You know what I mean? I mean, I only have that somewhat with chocolate, but not even that intense.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like if I love chocolate, I'll just like have it all, you know. But it's really kind of more wishful thing. I'm like kind of deluding myself that I really am dying to have this and shoving it into my, like, yeah, so I need this so badly. Like, I don't really. It's strange. Do you ever read any Philip Roth?
Yeah. I think The Breast is one of the funniest things.
Oh, actually, I haven't read that one. It's really good.
It's like his version of the Metamorphosis, where, like this. I think is it him? The main character turns into a breast.
Oh, I have
It's
to
a
read that
giant
one.
breast. It's really early of his. That guy looked like my brother. It's weird. I have that all the time.
What do you mean? You see people
explain that if you have someone that's dead in your life,
yeah,
I know this sounds sad, but it's just it's just a fact of life.
They come back in different forms of people.
Yeah, like I see his jawline, and I'll think for a minute it's him. I know it's some kind of like.
No, it makes sense. I mean, I don't have that.
It's like a way for me to stay connected to him or something.
I don't have that with my dad passed away, but I don't feel that in that way, but...
Yeah, isn't it, like, when my grandma died, like, it's not the same at all.
Yeah.
Like, it was...
Oh, we are.
I'm at peace with it, and she was great, man. She was, like, my biggest supporter. And we spent a lot of time together. Like, I would drive her to Florida, and I'm very, like, I'm okay with it. I mean, maybe she's not cool with it, but... that was a joke.
What? I'm sorry.
You spaced out.
I spaced out because of that woman. I'm sorry.
What was wrong with it?
I don't know. She just like something about the angle. I'm sorry. Could you tell me again?
No, I want to know about the woman.
She just...
I was talking about my dead grandma, but go ahead and tell me what you think was interesting.
Actually, you know, there might be a reason. I think it's the first time today I spaced out. And it happens.
We've been talking for a long time.
No, but it happened exactly when you talked about death. So
you don't want to hear about death.
I mean,
well, you're fucking French. You should be talking about death.
I think about death constantly, but wait, tell me the thing again. Just tell me.
No, I just.
No, come on, just tell me.
You said your dad. You don't see him everywhere.
Yes, and you said no, and then you said I listened to. You said your grandmother. It's not the same with her.
Like I was trying to relate to
Yes.
I don't have the same. I don't know. I shouldn't have just assumed that my grandma is the same situation as you with your dad, though.
Not at all. But you're saying I
were
missed
you
the
at
ending.
cool with your dad dying? Are you fine with it?
I don't know.
I'm serious. Was it like a tragic? Did he die quickly? Or?
It was very quickly. No, it was quite tragic. But
What happened?
I got over it. It took me 12 years, but I think it's cool. I think it took me.
It stays with you, though, right?
No, it stays with you, but like.
But it's different.
I think I can talk about it very, very easily. Like, I think it's pretty. Like, until it took me literally 12 years. I mean, he died 14 years ago. So it's been like until 2 years ago. It was like very difficult for me. I could talk about it, but like if we really like if we start getting into a conversation, I mean, I would just like lose. I would just fucking like leave and go to the bathroom to like cry or like whatever. And it's I agree.
I forget that people don't want to just go.
Don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about it.
I mean, it's not that I did. That's the weird thing is like you do want to talk about it, but you just can't handle it. Like you can't. And I think now it took. I mean, I don't know.
Look at those shoes.
Yeah.
What that? It's like we're in a theme park on your feet.
Did you talk? Something I'm very on the fence with is people who talk talk too easily about these things on stage.
So that's me though. I talk about this stuff too much.
No,
you don't like me.
No. I mean, I respect it. I myself, like, I have tried to talk about my dad a couple of times.
Yeah.
And
wait, hold on.
I mean, here's the thing: is something that even long before I did comedy, I would always spot the people who have a dead dad or dead mom, because like it's a thing, you know, people who have a parent that passed away like earlier than most. Like, there's a little secret community, you know, like you recognize each other, kind of like you and alcoholics. And I don't know, maybe it's the same for anyone who has been through some kind of pain. And you find those people, then I'd always be jealous of certain people. Like I remember this girl, my high school, her mom died, and then she started to, like, everyone knew. I was very private about my dad, like I just told maybe like one or two people. I was kind of jealous. I was both outraged and shocked at how she was just like so like exhibiting, like just telling everyone. But also kind of jealous. I was like, I wish I could do that. And also even like in really petty ways, like she also got out of like, you know, she's accused of like certain exams because of what happened. I was like, fuck, I don't want to. What about me? Like I also like things like that. I don't know what I'm saying. Really.
She got out of stuff by pulling the dead.
Like I remember the week that it happened. You know, she announced it to all the teachers. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, poor Lucy."
Yeah.
Her name. And I was resentful. You know.
Yeah.
But that was me. That's because I was bad. I mean, I was bad. It just took me like forever to be able to. I lied to people about my dad being alive for like a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you. I think it's just the way different people process stuff. Like mine is like. I really externalize I have to talk them out loud to people to know how I feel about them. It's not because I don't think it's because I want to perform emotions. It's just that I need other people to help me know how I feel about stuff.
Right.
That's really interesting. So you, sorry, I mean, we don't have to talk about it.
No, it's fine. But this thing about it, talking about it on stand-up, I mean,
how do we get into this?
First of all, you talking about, like, what happened to you when you were a kid is very different from talking about... Well, actually, you also talk about your brother, right?
Yeah.
But you never talk... I mean, actually, I never saw you... Do you do a joke about it?
What?
About your brother?
Yeah.
Well, can you tell me a joke? Well, maybe you don't want to.
Yeah, like, I usually start with that bit about how, like, I'm a needy person on the subway... Like, you know you're a needy person if you sit down next to somebody on the subway and at the next stop they get up and you think to yourself, oh, I thought we were going to sit next to each other. And then
I heard that one. Yeah.
And then I go, or here's another one, and it's sort of a curveball.
Yeah.
Is I'll say like, or you pretend like you see a cop, and you pretend it's your dead brother, and that if he stopped and frisked you, that's the only way he could get close to you from the afterlife.
Yeah.
And then I usually say, well, let's just change the subject. Let's talk about Tinder. I don't like to do Tinder anymore, actually, because I found it's a terrible way to find a replacement for my dead brother.
Yeah. That's
my dead brother bit that it took me 3 years to write that I don't want to do anymore because it makes me feel like I'm betraying him.
No, I think that's. I mean, you're not only talking about him. You're talking about
It's still about me.
Yeah, but that's what it should be. I think it would be insulting.
It's
if
weird.
You,
Since he's been dead, I have not once asked him how he's feeling.
Is that something you say, or
he used to? No, I should say that though. He always used to call me selfish. He used to say that all the time. I get it.
I don't think it's so.
It's weird,
no,
though,
but that's what stand-up is, though.
That bit, though, dude, is a way. I didn't realize this till later that was a way for me to connect with him. Like he was funny.
Yeah.
He was funny, so throwing him under the bus in this way, was really kind of how we were anyway.
Yeah.
And it felt like a way for me to continue the relationship.
I mean, I think it's a great bit, and there's nothing. I don't think there's anything insulting or disrespectful.
How do we get into this fucking?
If
part?
anything, we're not allowed to get into it. It's only people who live around here. There's a key.
Are you
it's a
kidding
whole thing.
me?
Yeah, it's like a whole thing.
What kind of
it's one of those
elitist.
Yeah.
Gramercy Park. You gotta have a key.
Yeah. It's pretty insane.
That's nuts.
There was an article about this recently.
It's a park.
It's kind of sickening.
No ball playing.
What's funny is it's not even such a nice park. This is in Paris. This would be a pretty average shitty park.
So if you it's like a status thing. If you have a key.
It's a total status thing. There's a certain amount of buildings around them that you get key access.
Anyway, I need to just. This is where I'm at with my stand-up lately. I just want to have some fucking funny material that's not like an emotional journey.
That sounds like, it'd be fun. Maybe.
I'm tired of being the guy who's like, oh, he's gonna talk about his dead brother. He's gonna talk about depression.
I mean, I don't know how stand-up works. I mean, one way would be you keep doing that until it becomes amazing, Or you can also take a break at doing that, and I know it's so. I very much I love doing things I never did this. I'm gonna give this a shot. But some comics, they don't like that kind of seem kind of random thing. They're just no, I'm doing me, and I'm gonna deepen and so I don't know. But if you feel like it, you should do it. If it feels like you could have fun.
I think that's what's happening is I don't feel like doing it anymore. I just would like jokes about bananas and. That's the only thing I can think of is bananas. To me, that's the purest
form of comedy is a banana.
Form is the all comedy starts with a banana. I think most comedy starts with fruit somehow.
I think there's something there about for me, food is something I love eating. So it's a bit different for me, but for you, I think could be the foundation of your act. Actually, I used to have a joke about kiwis. I could tell it to you because it's really stupid.
Okay.
It was sometimes I wish I was a kiwi. So about the flute and not the people, but because the cutting in two would be really painful, but the spooning would be amazing. It feels so good.
That's so dumb. That's funny though. That's a good joke. I can see that's your joke.
Yeah, you can see me saying something that's stupid.
No, but you can sell that kind of joke.
But I have some feelings towards food. Well, what's your favorite food? Banana?
My favorite food? Well, this is we're second grade friends. For the first time. That's what you talk about when you're in second grade. What's your favorite food? Or did you say fruit?
I said fruit.
Oh.
Because kids don't even like fruit. Right?
Boy, I think a mango. I'm a big fan of the mango.
Oh, mango is amazing. I used to have a mango a day.
Yeah, I pretty much do still.
You know what's the worst?
It's a lot of work, though. A mango's a very...
Well, how do you eat it? Do you cut and do it like this? Or how do you do
No,
it?
I don't do that, because then you get the stringy teeth. You got to floss afterwards.
Oh, yeah. I never flossed, but
I chop it into chunks. Peel it. Cut around... I waste a lot. Cut around the seed. And then you usually have like a handful of mango flesh.
I see. That makes total sense. Do you eat it with your hands or with a fork?
Both. Like I'll chop it and I'll grab a couple pieces and then I'll be like, all right, let's get civilized, and I'll put it on a plate and eat it.
I see comedians doing well, especially when you see a lot of, and you go to one of those shows like Whiplash, you see like all these comics doing well one after the next, and you're like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, and you know how much it means to each one of them, and how much it means to you when you do well. You're like,
yeah.
And you just, I kind of always feel like shit in some ways. I mean, I feel good, and I feel like shit for feeling good. Maybe that's I do have some guilt. Maybe I don't know. I have a good set, and I'm happy, and then I'm like, it's like, who cares? What am I ready? Do I really have something to say? Is this all I feel like all the material is just an excuse. All the material we come up with is just an excuse for us to be like, hey, I exist. There's this great exhibit. There's an exhibit at Guggenheim. This Japanese artist On Kawara. Do you hear about him? He's this very pretty avant-garde guy. All he did was every day he made a painting with all that was in the painting was the date of the day. The painting is just January 5th, 1982.
Yeah.
The next day, January 6th, 1982, and you see the museum. It's just a series of paintings, one day after the next.
Yeah.
It's insane. At first, I was kind of confused. It's annoying, but then I was like, man, he gets it, because that's exactly what we're all doing. A traditional painting is there's a painting, and then on the bottom there's the signature and the date. But it's actually the most important thing for the guy who made it. The guy who made the painting, all he wants you to see that. He wants you to acknowledge that he made something and it happened, and he made use of his time, and he didn't waste his time.
Yeah.
And what we're doing, we're coming up with jokes and ideas and things, but really it's all gibberish. It's just the subtext is here, I'm talking, I'm here, I'm still here, you like me, I like you, we're together, it's happening, yes. That's the subtext of all, it's just all comedians, it's the same thing. But we have to pretend we have these ideas. Oh, I have this idea, now I have this one. It's
that's funny, man.
It's crazy.
It's true, you're right, that is. All right, that was my conversation with Sami Bronowski. Check him out on Twitter, Samuel Bronowski. Just at Samuel Bronowski. He's also Modern Proust. How do you say Proust? That's how you say it. Modern Proust. I thought that was a good conversation. I always feel a little wary about talking about stand-up too much. I haven't in the episodes coming up. I try not to talk about it as much. But yeah, I hope you keep listening. I'm getting some good feedback. Go on iTunes. Say something about the show if you want. Or just say hi. There's wind. Okay. I release thee into the universe. Alright. That wasn't very good. My perfectionism, this is gonna kill me to put this up, but you guys, you'll hang with me, right?